All right, welcome in everybody. Hope you're doing well. My name is Korp. I am a full-time artist, so I colour in for a living. But I also like to teach people how to draw as well. Now I'm working with New Urban Era. I'm going to show you how to do some drawings today. It's going to be nice and easy, so don't worry if you're not particularly artistic or if you're not confident with a pen. It's going to be nice and easy. It's going to be step by step. I'll show you how to draw the line. You just copy that line as well. Okay, so we'll keep it nice and easy for you. Okay. 11 a.m. Yeah, sure. Just give me a reminder at 11 a.m. and then we'll definitely do that, just in case I forget. I'm sure I won't. But yeah, okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to do something which I call art drills. Now, art drills is just a quick warm-up exercise just to get our fingers ready for some drawing. Nothing too clever in that. It's just like a tongue twister for your fingers. So we'll do that first, okay? Then what we'll do after that is I'll show you step by step how to draw an elf. Here's some of the elves that I've been drawing last week with other classes. So these are the kind of things that you guys are going to be drawing. But I'll show you step by step how easy it is to draw things like that, okay? Okay, everybody ready? So let me show you what materials you're going to need for today's session. I'm going to start off. We're going to need a piece of paper. In fact, let me just make sure I'm assuming you guys can all see just me, but I'll just spotlight my feed for everyone just in case. There you go. This is what you're going to need. So you've got a sheet of paper, yeah? You don't want to be working in your exercise books yet. Just a sheet of scrap paper for the time being. You'll also need a pencil and a pen. So I'm going to use pencil just for a few little guidelines, just to help us along. But the rest of the time I'm going to use pen. I like using pens because it gets you able to draw better, faster. So you use whatever you want. It doesn't matter if you use a pencil. If you want to use a pencil, you use a pencil. But I'm going to be using a pen for most of my session, okay? Right, should we start off with art drills then? Are you ready for this? All you're going to do is just copy whatever I do on the page. So the first thing I'm going to do on the page is a big bouncy line across the top of the page. So just copy that for me, yeah? Don't think about it too much. Just go in and do it as quick as you can. Doesn't need to be perfect. Now count how many bounces you've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you've done about 6 or 7, then that's about the right size. If you've done lots more than that, then you're probably drawing a little bit small, so try and draw a little bit bigger. Okay, so try and have about 6 or 7 bounces, and it doesn't matter if you get it wrong, okay? Next thing we're going to do for art drills is we're going to do another bouncy line just like that, but this time we're going to turn it upside down and do it inside this bouncy line. So like this, look. Same line. Exactly the same line, but we're doing it upside down and inside that bouncy line. This is how I draw intestines and brains and scrunched up worms and things like that. So just from those 2 lines, you've got something you can draw there. So just close those ends up, look, like that. And look how it looks like a scrunched up worm. Let's try again with that bouncy line. We've done that bouncy line twice and we've done those 2 things. Let's try one more time with that bouncy line. This time we're going to go in a circle. It's going to look like this. Look a little bit like a daisy, like the petals of a daisy. So see if you can do that one for me. Nice and quick, nice and big. And then what we'll do is we're going to do that bouncy line one more time. We're going to do that bouncy line one more time and we're going to do it in a circle, but we're going to do it inside out, okay? So this is what it's going to look like. Still a bouncy line, so it's still the same thing we've been drawing all the while, but this time it's inside out. It's going to look like that. Have a little go at it. Now don't panic if you can't get it right, if it's not working. Hey Robbins. Was it Robbins that disappeared and came back? Hello. Welcome back. See if you can copy this. We want to get on track with this. This is just art drill, so it's just a quick warm-up exercise. We'll just do on the bouncy line thing. When you do the bouncy line like this, see how it looks like a flower or a cloud or a puff of smoke? Yeah? You do the bouncy line like this, see how it looks like an explosion or a tear in the page? So just from drawing that bouncy line, loads of different ways, we've got loads of different things we can draw. Let's get really clever. Let's see if we can put this bouncy line inside this bouncy line. So you're going to start inside each bounce. And it just gives you a nice, like, scrunched up circular thing. Okay, have we done that? Let's go and try again This time, the new line that we're going to do is called a spring line. Now, spring line is like a never-ending lowercase e, okay? So let's do a never-ending lowercase e all the way across our page. Again, you want like 6 or 7 loops. So do it quite big. It's much easier to draw big than it is to draw small. So go big, and then we can go and put some extra details in. Remember that for later on in the session. Right, got that spring line in? Let's see if we can do a spring line like that. But this time, turn it upside down. See if you can do the same line upside down. Yeah, bonus points to you at the front for turning your page upside down. I saw that. I'm watching. Well done, yeah. If it's easier for you to turn your page upside down, you find all the shortcuts when you're drawing. You do whatever's easiest for you. So well done if you did that. Let's keep it going though. We're going to do that spring line again. This time we're going to do it in a circle over here. Now it's going to look a little bit like that daisy one that we did. So like this. Just make sure we've got a little spring. Now what you want to concentrate on here is having a seamless join. So as you're nearly finishing, you want to try and make it so that it all joins up nice and neatly like that. So where you start and where you finish are both in the same spot. Have a little go at that, and again, don't panic if you're not getting it right. Somebody once described this to me as a tongue twister for your fingers, so it's meant to feel a little bit weird. So even though your brain is telling your hand to do one thing, your hand's going and doing something else. Don't worry about that. It's more important to make a mark on your page and give it a go than to leave the page empty. I'm just checking in. Are teachers doing this? We need teachers doing this as well. You can't get away with wandering around. Hopefully all the teachers are doing this. We want to see some teacher drawings as well. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Oaks. let's do that spring line one more time. We're going to do that spring line. We're going to do it in a circle, but this time we're going to do it inside out. Now you might notice that some of you have already done it inside out. That's absolutely fine if you've already done that. This is what it looks like inside out. And again, as you're doing it, what you want to try and do is try and have a seamless join. So when you're finished, it all joins up like that. And again, don't panic if you don't get it right. It's not about getting it right. It's all about putting a mark on a piece of paper. If ever you get in and you can't think of what to draw, just do art drills. That'll get you started. That'll get your fingers going. And eventually you'll get like me. After 40 years of practicing every day, you'll get like me and you'll be able to do all of this nice and easily. Right, everybody got that? Everybody done it? Don't panic if you've made any mistakes. Right, what I want you to do now is when you're ready, I want you to hold up your artwork. Hold it up. And now what you're doing here is you're not holding it up to show off your artwork. What you want to do is whilst you're holding yours up, just have a little look at everybody else's and see that everybody else has done something slightly different. And that's really important. As humans, everyone wants to blend in, but as an artist, it's really important that you stand out and you do something different to everybody else, okay? So just have a little look at everybody else's. Hold it up to camera so I can see some of these on camera as well. These are looking great. Looks like everyone's done a fab job. Right, nice work, everybody. Should we file this away? So if you've drawn this, at the start of the session, I said, can you draw this on a scrap sheet of paper? So if you have drawn this on a scrap sheet of paper, we're going to file it away now. Are you ready for this? Let's file it away and get rid of it. Who's going to be brave enough? Look at you all. Everyone's just putting their artwork to one side. It's just a drawing. Don't worry too much about the finished process. It's all about with a finished piece. It's all about enjoying the process of our drawing. Okay, so grab yourself a scrap sheet of paper, or a new sheet of paper actually. And this bit you can do in your exercise books if you want, because this is going to be our proper picture. Okay, everybody ready? A sheet of paper or exercise book. Yeah, don't panic. I'll wait. Who are we waiting for? We're waiting for chestnuts. Come on, miss. Brand new sheet of paper. Grab your pencil. If you're using your sketchbooks, that's great. Go and use your sketchbooks. give you a few more seconds to get started. What we're going to do is we're going to just quickly whip in the pencil lines. Hopefully by that time we should be ready for a minute's silence. So don't forget we are going to do that, so we will take a little break in a second, but don't worry, I'll announce that when we do that. I won't just go quiet on you. Okay, we ready? Chestnuts, you ready? Looking at chestnuts. Everyone got some paper? Go and grab your pencil. You're going to need your pencil first for this bit. We're not going to use a pencil much, but you will need your pencil first for this bit. And all we're going to do is we're going to put on a couple of little guidelines. Now, what you don't want to do is you don't want to get your picture perfect with a pencil. That's what the pen bit is for. All we're going to do with the pencil is just give ourselves a few little guidelines so we know roughly where everything is going to be positioned for this character. Okay, now we're drawing a naughty elf. So we're going to start off with a circle for the head. Now it wants to be quite high up. Don't touch the top of the page though, because we need to leave a little bit of space for the hat. Now my suggestion is that you go quite big, and I'm going to draw this quite dark so you can see it, but you want to draw it quite light so that it's nice and easy to rub out later, okay? So just about here, look, let's go and put in a circle. Can you see that? I'll go around it again so you can see it properly. There's our circle. That's your first shape, yeah? That's the head. No turning sheets of paper over. Whatever you do, you just go with it, yeah? Just own it. Next thing we're going to do, the last line we're going to do with our pencil. The last thing we're going to do with our pencil, let's go and put in a shape for the body. Now with this body, we don't want to go too wide because we want to leave ourselves some space for the hands just here. We don't want to go too far down because we want to leave ourselves some space for the feet down the bottom. So let's quickly just go and put in a shape like this. It's going to look a little bit like a keyhole, like an old-fashioned keyhole. So let's quickly do that. Okay, it's coming up to 2 minutes silence now, so if you're ready, everyone just put your pens down. Teachers, I'll hand it over to you. And I'll start my 2 minutes silence now. Okay, well done everybody. Thank you very much for observing the 2 minutes silence so perfectly. All of you did an awesome job. Let's get back on with some drawing. Is everybody ready now to finish off our little elf drawing? That's all we're going to do with the pencil, so get rid of the pencil. Let's go straight in with a pen now. I love drawing with pens. The more you draw with pens, the better you get, and the quicker you get better as well. So I'm using a Sharpie, but whatever kind of felt tip pen you want to use is fine. Anybody that's got issues with felt tip pens, just feel free to use a pencil. If you really want to use a pencil, that's absolutely fine. It's your artwork. You do it whichever way you want. But I like going in with a pen. Now I'm going to zoom in a little bit as well here. Are you ready for this? We're going to get in a little bit closer. We're going to start at the top. We're going to work our way down. Okay, so you can see the top of the page there, hopefully. There we go. We're going to start on that circle. Let's go and put a hat in. So the first thing we're going to do with our pen is we're going to go from one side of the pencil line to the other side of the pencil line. We want to make sure that we start and finish just outside the pencil line. So like this, look, from there, just there. Start and finish just outside the pencil line. That's quite important, that bit. The reason that's important will become a lot clearer later, but essentially it's going to help us make it look like the hat is wrapped around the head, okay? So you see these two little flappy bits? They're important. Let's go and put some ears in. The ears are nice and easy. We're just going to do a capital C. Go as big or as small as you want. In fact, if you want to put like a pointy ear in, like a proper elf, then feel free to do that as well. I'm going to put a capital C in. You do whatever you want to do with yours. Capital C that side, starting and finishing on top of that, on that pencil line. Capital C the other side, starting and finishing on the pencil line. You see how that pencil line is important? Okay, once you've got that in, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go around the rest of the head. Now we're going to start from the hat, get into the ear, take a little break, then go from that ear all the way round to the other ear, and then back into the hat on that side. The important bit is when you do that bit, look, make sure you've still got that little flap. See how we've still got that little flap, that little line just sticking out a little bit. Go and do that. Then let's join the two ears together, go all the way around the bottom. Now remember, your pencil line is just there as a guide, so if your pencil line's a little bit wonky or not wonky enough, then make sure your pen line is just right. Over on the other side, from the top of the ear into the hat, just making sure you've got that little flap happening again just there, okay? Now we'll come back and we'll do the inner face a little bit later, but for the time being, let's go and work on the hat. Now, the important bit about that flap is this next line. This next line, what we're going to do is we're going to start on the head. So we're going to start on the head just here. We're going to pull a little line out and then it's going to flick up. It's just going to go around that little flappy line, okay? Don't touch the flappy line. Start on the head, look, just there, around that flappy line and a little flick up like that. See if you can do that. Make sure you're starting on the head. Same on the other side. Start on the head, go out a little bit and then a little flick up. Have we got that in? Let's join those two lines. Those two lines that you've just done that come up like that. Let's join those two lines together with a zigzag. Ready for this? Zigzag all the way across. Easy. Yeah. Last bit we're going to do. Let's go and put the pointy part of the hat in. Now you can put this pointy part of the hat in whichever way you want. You can just have a little tiny one just pointing into the middle there, or you can have one flopping over the side, or you could even do a round one. It's totally up to you, but feel free to copy what I'm doing. And what I'm doing is I'm going to have a line coming up from this side. It's going to go up near the top and it's going to curve all the way across the side. Then on the other side, I'm going to flick a little line in. So starting at about the same point, look, just there. Flick a little line in like that. We're going to come back on that line a little bit. Just come back down to about here and then join it up to that point. So you see this first part of the hat, we've got a bit of a triangular shape on this first part of the hat, but we've also got a triangular shape on that second part of the hat as well. Right, let's throw in a belt and then I'm going to tell you about one of the most important lessons that I teach in the Korp Academy. So in the Korp Academy, #1 lesson is you must make all your lines wonky. Smooth lines, I think, are overrated. Wonky lines are much better. So what we're going to do is going to do something called double lining. And double lining isn't about making your line twice as thick. It's about making your line twice as wonky. So we're going to go over all of these lines again with the effort of making them wonky. So like this, let's just kind of go over them all. Sometimes you'll hit it just right and you'll get a thin bit of line. Sometimes you'll get a fat bit of line. But just quickly go around the whole thing with some fat bits and some thin bits in those lines. Now, I believe that wonky lines are easier to draw, and I also believe they look a lot better as well, which is why that is exactly what I teach. If you're going to go after perfection, if you want to try and get your lines perfect, try and get them perfectly wonky. But look at how all these fat lines, they just look a lot more finished, look a lot better than the skinny lines that I've got going across the top. So let's go and do that as well, just quick. Wonky lines, fill in all those little gaps where you're missing. Around the bell. Look at that wonky bell. Love a wonky bell. Doesn't have to be circular. It's almost shaped like a Dorito. So that's one thing you're going to do quite a lot in this session. Everything you do, double line it, make it wonky, yeah? Go after those wonky lines. Right, let's turn that bell into a bell. Easy way to do that is a little black circle in the middle and a little line coming off of it like that. Then it looks like a bell. Up in the hat, you've got lots of options in the hat. You can do whatever you want in there. So think about it whilst we're drawing along. If you want to put your own patterns in there, maybe you want to put a star in there, maybe you want to put some stripes in there, some circles, some dots, whatever you want to do. I'm going to come back at the end of the session and then I'm going to go and put some little details in there. But if you want to personalize it and do your own thing, then feel free to go and do that in the hat, okay? Right, let's get down into the face. Let's do the face next. This is the best part. This is the fun part of this character. We're going to go and do the E first. Not the E. We're going to go and do the ears first. Ready for the ears? So just here, look, we're going to start a little pen line from the pencil line. Just flick it around the ear like that. And then a little flick down. Now don't forget to double line it. So the ends of those lines want to be thin, tapered, sharp. The middle part of that line can be double wonky. Let's do the same kind of thing on the other side. So a little curve around the ear and then a little flick down on the pencil line. Make the line wonky. And we're good. Right, let's go and put some eyes in. We're going to keep the eyes nice and simple. We're going to go for 2 great big circles. You know where eyes live. Let's go nice and big. Double line it, nice and wonky. One there, one there. Doesn't matter if they're not perfectly circular. Look at mine. Mine are a little bit more like egg shapes. That's fine. Wonky's good as well. Decide here, do you want to put some eyelashes on your character? You could put some eyelashes on. Go and do that. You don't have to copy me perfectly. You can do your own thing. So you can either put some eyelashes on or you could leave it as it is. We can put some eyelids in though. Let's go and put some eyelids in. Look. Just take 2 little lines going across like that. Put some eyelids in. But then you've got to decide, right, where is your character looking? Is your character looking directly at you? Is it looking over on the side? I'm going to have my character looking over on the side over here because then I'm going to probably draw a little fly or something on his ear. Just so he's looking at something. So what we'll do is we'll do 2 little half circles, look, hanging off the eyelids. How cool does that look? 2 little half circles hanging off the eyelids there for some eyes. Okay, this next bit's really complicated. Okay, you ready for this next bit? Really complicated. We're going to go and draw the nose. The nose is the most complicated part, so this is the part you really want to pay attention to. Okay, you ready for this then? Not all of you are going to be able to draw this. It's so complicated. Here we go. Ready for the nose? We're just going to put a little U shape in there. There's the nose. Everyone could do that, yeah. Art shouldn't be difficult. Just keep it simple. That's all we're going to do with the nose. Nose is done. Let's go and put the mouth in. Again, the mouth is nice and easy. Everything I do, everything I draw is always got like C shapes, D shapes, circles, O's, U's, that kind of thing. One of my favourite shapes to draw is the sausage shape. So now we're going to put in the biggest sausage that you can in this area, okay? So make that a nice massive sausage shape like that. Don't forget to double line it. Make it wonky. But throw in a massive sausage shape. Now again, as we get inside the mouth, it's over to you. What kind of teeth do you want to put in? Do you want to put some sharp teeth in? I've seen some people just do a zigzag all the way across. That looks really good. If you want to make the teeth look shiny and gritted, then just a little flick from there in, a little flick from there in will make it look like the teeth are clenched together. My personal favourite is the bouncy line teeth like we did in drills. So I like to start at the middle to make sure it's symmetrical and do a little bouncy line out to one side. Start in the middle again, do a little bouncy line out to the other side. That's my favourite way. Let's do the same at the bottom. You don't need to double line that because we're going to colour the back of the mouth in black. But let's do the same down at the bottom, yeah? Start in the middle again, bouncy line out to the side. You will end up getting a few more teeth in on the bottom row. Bouncy line over to one side, bouncy line over to the other side. Go big, go small, go wonky, whatever you want to do with those teeth. Do you want to throw a tongue in? Should we put a tongue in? I'm looking for some nods. Yeah? Let's put a tongue in, because if we put a tongue in, we don't have to do too much colouring in. Now don't worry, if you've not got space for a tongue, it doesn't matter. What's important is that everybody does something different. You can go big or as small as you want with a tongue. But essentially, we're going to start on this tooth. And we're going to do a line that jumps off, goes all the way across and finishes on this tooth, like this. Look. So like that, all the way across, finishes off like that. There's a tongue. Like I say, if you've not got space for a tongue, don't force it in there. It doesn't matter. But what we do want to do is colour the back of the mouth in black. So let's go and do that bit now. This is really going to make those teeth pop out, make them shine, because you're adding this dark contrast against those white teeth. Of course, when you come to colouring in, I'd love to see everyone drawing colouring in with like green and yellow teeth. Make them really realistic. But there we go. Let's finish off that face. Because the mouth is so stretched out, we're going to finish off that face with a couple of little wrinkles around the edge of the mouth. Look, just a little line there and a little line there, just to really stretch that mouth out. Okay, awesome job everybody. That is where you should be. You should have a really interesting looking head. Again, when we get to the end of the session, I'm going to come back to this and I'm going to go over it with loads and loads of little details. So feel free to add those details yourself as we're going along. Feel free to wait and copy me a little bit later. It's totally up to you. Right, let's get down to the body. We're going to go and put the body in next. Everybody ready for that? Let's do it. So let's zoom in. Let's move down a little bit and let's go and put that body in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a zigzag collar in. So coming outside the pencil line, starting on the chin, 2 lines out. One there, one there. Outside the pencil lines. Don't panic, they're not the arms. That's going to be part of the collar. Once you've got those 2 lines out, let's do a zigzag to join those together. The reason we're doing a zigzag is because up at the top there, we've got a zigzag at the top. And what we like to see is repeating patterns in your artwork. If you put the same patterns in your artwork several times, when people look at your artwork, their brains will notice all these patterns and it will make them think your artwork is much better. So always try and do that. Always try and throw in little repeating patterns into your artwork. So in this case, it's going to be the zigzag. We're going to use that in the hat. We're going to use it in the collar. We're also going to use it in the shoes. Don't forget to double line it. Make it wonky. Okay, once we've got that in, we can go and do the rest of the body. Rest of the body, nice and easy. We're just going to follow around that pencil line. Now, don't forget, your pencil line's just there as a guide, so if it's not perfect, just try and adjust your pen line to get it just right. But we're just going to follow that around, making sure that we don't go through that nice collar that we've just drawn. Double line it. Again, nice and wonky. Don't be trying to draw those smooth lines. Draw those wonky lines. That's what's going to look better. Right, let's throw a belt in next. The belt is going to be nice and easy. It's 2 lines, 2 lines, and a square. Okay, so our first 2 lines for the belt, let's do 2 lines going across. Second 2 lines for the belt, let's do 2 lines going down. And then that last bit, the little square, goes right inside that centre bit, like that. We've got ourselves a belt. So let's double line it and let's colour the belt in. Yeah, nice and easy that bit. Double line it. Make all those lines nice and wonky. Colour the belt in. So you want those outside edges coloured in. You want that middle square coloured in. Awesome. We're going to finish off this body. The body's nice and easy. Really easy part. Finish off this body with some little buttons. So we're going to throw some buttons in. Don't forget to double line them as you go along. Throw some buttons in. Do you want to put in a little bit of trim down the bottom? You could put a little bit of trim. You could put a little bouncy line going across the bottom if you want to make it look a little bit cuter. Look at this. I'm doing it on mine. Don't feel obliged to copy me exactly. If you've got a better idea, if you want to put a zigzag, another zigzag in down the bottom. I wish I'd thought of that before I did this line actually. Zigzag would look really cool as well, just as a little tiny bit of trim. And that's it for the body. That's stage 2 done. Well done, everybody. Now, the next thing we're going to do is whenever I'm drawing pictures, I hate drawing hands. Mainly because hands are so difficult to draw. So what you'll find is that most of my pictures, they're either just a face or they've got hands in pockets or behind them and things like that. But what I'm going to show you now is the easiest way I've found of drawing some really cool hands using just 7 lines. So all you need to do is just remember these 7 lines and you'll be able to do the most amazing hands on all of your drawings, okay? Well, let me zoom in again. We're going to start over this side with a hand. Are you ready for this then? So 7 lines. The first line is probably the most complicated, but it's the one you want to try and get right. Everything else falls out of it. Now, make sure you draw fairly big, not massive, but fairly big. Don't go too small with this. We're going to draw a thumb. The thumb's going to be folded over. So it's going to start like this. It's going to, as we start, it's important that this line goes away from the center of the page, okay? So start like that, jump up, go away from the center of the page, curl around, and back up again. So try that little line out for me as best you can, yeah? Making sure that where you start from, you're going away from the elf, all the way around, curling back up again. There's our first line. Everybody got that in. Second, well, that's our thumb, okay? We're going to draw our index finger now. The index finger is 2 lines. Nice and easy. Coming off the side of the thumb, index finger like that, and a little flick there. So coming off the side of that thumb, little index finger, your pointy finger, put a line out and a little flick inside. Don't forget to be double lining as we're going along on this, making those lines a little bit wonkier. Now you're 3 lines in, you're almost halfway through this hand, so let's go and do the next bit. The next 2 fingers are nice and easy, yeah? So the next 2 lines are nice and easy. What we're going to do is we're going to put in a little curve there and a little curve there. So just imagine those little sausage shapes for fingers. One of them's starting at the thumb and hitting that first finger. Then the baby finger, the little finger, it's just that little curve at the bottom there. 2 more lines and then we're finished. Okay, let's bring this home. Now you want to be trying to memorize these lines as much as possible because we're going to repeat this over on the other side. we're going to start on that little finger and we're going to take a little line. It's going to come out the little tip of the finger and it's going to point towards where we started. You remember where we started over here? It's going to point towards that. It's not going to touch it. It's just going to point towards it. So coming out from there, look, little L shape and point towards it. Don't forget to double line as you go along, and that, hopefully that's looking like a hand, yeah? Hopefully it's looking like a hand for you. Don't worry, this is the first time you've tried this hand, so don't worry if it's not looking quite right. Give it a bit of practice, you'll be fine. We're going to add the last line, the 7th line, which is a wrist. It's going to start here, out, and up to there. There is our little wrist. Awesome stuff. Right, well done. Let's go and attach this hand to the body. We're just going to throw 2 lines in. You put that wrist in, so let's go and throw 2 lines in. Maybe put a little bit of a bend in it like that. But there you go, just 2 little lines, joins it into the body. Now the reason we're doing it in this way as well is because New Urban Era are going to animate your elves for you as well. So all of these elves are going to end up dancing. So do a good job of it. Make sure yours stands out. And yeah, New Urban Era will make these elves dance for you. The other thing to remember as well, we've got a clenched fist. That's how to draw a clenched fist, yeah? And with that clenched fist, this character could be holding something. I saw somebody the other day, they drew a candy cane coming out of there. I thought, what a great idea. So feel free, at any stage, whilst we're drawing, if you want to draw a candy cane, or if you want to draw a daisy, a flower, or a sack of presents, whatever you want to draw, you can go and draw that in there. Also, the arm, don't forget, we're going to put some decorations on the arm. Can just be stripes, spots, anything you want. Do it now or join with me later and I'll show you what I'm going to be drawing. Right, let's quickly whip over and do this hand over on the other side. So we're going to do that thumb first. You ready for this? The thumb first was a line that's going up and away from the body and hooking all the way around. So up and away from the body, hooking all the way around. Like that. Up and away, hook all the way around, little flick in there. That was our thumb. We're going there, we're flipping it over, we're going the opposite way around though this time. That's the only thing that's going to be different. Now, if you make any mistakes, I should have pointed this out at the start. If you make any mistakes with your hand, don't panic, just keep on trying to draw it. If it looks like a mangled hand when you've finished, my suggestion is just draw a mitten over it and we'll colour it in. Nobody will know. Half of being an artist is not about not making mistakes, it's about knowing how to cover your mistakes when you do make them. So don't panic, mistakes are good. Well, let's go and throw in the finger. So you remember the next thing we did was a finger coming out of there with a little flick across the top. There's our finger. Go and double line that as well. Little finger coming out that thumb, a little flick to make it look like that finger is bent over or curled round. Next 2 lines, nice and easy. Those little middle finger and the little finger in just there. Double line it. I should as well point out that the great thing about double lining is that if you make a little mistake somewhere, usually what you can do is you can double line to make the line a little bit thicker, and you can hide any mistakes you make behind this thick line. So just remember that if you do a line and it's kind of a little bit out of place, just know that you can make it a little bit thicker and tidy it all up. Right, last 2 lines on this hand. Remember we came from the little finger, flicking towards where we started. From the little finger, flick towards in an L shape towards where we started. A little bit of a double lining and then finish off with that wrist from there up to there. How easy is that to draw a hand? Okay, let's join the hand to the body. You remember how we did that, the 2 lines? Try and have a little bit of a bend in it. And that is probably the most complicated part of this drawing, is doing those hands. So well done for doing the hands. We're on the home straight now. We're just going to put some legs in and then it's our finishing touches. Finishing touches is always one of my favourite parts of the drawing because that's when your drawing really starts to come alive. If you've got some colours as well after the session's ended, you can go and throw some colour on this. It'll be great to see some colour. on this. Let's go and put in these legs. Are you ready for the legs? Let's move down a bit. Hopefully you've got enough space for the legs. If not, your character can just have short legs. It'll be absolutely fine. Now let me show you the first 3 lines that I'm going to draw first, and then you can decide where you want to put these lines. Now the first line is going to be where the leg goes into the shoe, so don't go too low down on this. You want to do it about up here somewhere. It's a little line where the leg goes into the shoe. It's going to look like that. But then the second line, the second and the third line, watch this, is going to come up from there into the body. Now the reason I wanted to show you all those lines first is because it's important to have those little flappy bits. Remember how we did that flappy bit around the head? Little lines sticking out. It's important to have those in the shoes because we're going to repeat that process that we did with the hat, but we're going to do it in the shoe. So have those little flappy bits sticking out, yeah? If you've got those little flappy bits sticking out, then we can do a line that goes from the leg around the flap and drops down. From the leg around the flap, drops down like that. Do it on both sides. And what that should do is it should make it look like the leg is sitting inside the top of the shoe. We're not quite finished yet. Let's go and let's join those 2 lines together with a zigzag. Remember I said about that zigzag, just bringing it out loads of times. Let's put a little zigzag in there and let's double line everything we've done so far. Okay, next bit. We're going to take the inside leg. You see this line for the inside leg? We're going to take that line. It's going to disappear behind this little bit of trim. Then it's going to come back out underneath. Just about there. So make sure it's that inside leg part. Disappears under that trim, then comes out just underneath. That is the back of the foot. This next bit is a lot of fun. We're going to go from here. We're going to do the sole of the foot, the bottom of the foot, but then we're also going to do a great big spiral for the toe. Now, when you do this spiral, try not to have it too close together because we are going to have to come back on ourselves and fit another spiral in. Big spiral like that. So remember, go across first and then a big spiral around. Once you've done that, wherever you've finished your spiral, we're going to start where you finished your spiral and we're going to go all the way back. We're going to finish at the front part of the leg. Okay, so you want to make this a little bit thicker as you kind of coming back till you get to there. Put it up in there. We've got ourselves a nice spiral shoe. Let's go and put a bell on the end. And let's go and double line this part as well. Remembering double lining is about making your artwork wonky. The only consistent thing about your line work should be how inconsistent your lines are. If everything's inconsistent with your line work, it's going to all tie together. It's going to look great. Right, do you reckon you can do the same on the other side? Let's have a look at doing the same kind of thing on the other side. So we're going to flick a little curve like that. And we're going to put 2 lines coming up for the leg, making sure we've got those little flappy bits of line. We're going to do the trim around the shoe. So start on the leg, drop a couple of lines down each side. Start on the leg, drop a couple of lines down each side. Don't touch those flappy bits. Ideally, you don't want to be touching those. And then join them together with a zigzag. Remember the inside leg. Inside leg, how it disappears behind the trim and it comes back out. Go and put that in. Moving a little bit faster now. Let's go and put the spiral in. You remember how we did that? We've got to do the sole of the shoe first. So make sure you go straight across first. And then go up and around in a nice wonky fashion. Bring it back. Where you've just finished off, just bring it back. into the front of the shoe, like that. Now for me, this is a good example of why I double line and go wonky with all my line work. Look at this one. This one's all double lined, gone wonky. This one hasn't. For me, this one looks a lot better. The lines are a bit thicker, a little bit stronger. They've got a bit more character in there. So let's go and quickly double line all of this. We'll put a bell on the end and then double line everything. Oh, I've gone really, really fat with my double lining there in the leg look. There we go. Nice and quick with our double lining. We're all done with that now. Okay, we're at a point now where you should have a completely finished elf. That's what it should look like. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start at the top again. I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to put some like extra little decorations on. So I'm going to do things like something in the hat, something in the trim, some extra stuff on the face. Get into the body, maybe add a pocket with a pen in it. Do some sleeves on your character or just do some stripes. Same with the tights. Do you want to do stripes or do you want to do some like little sleeves, some shorts in there? Shoelaces down here. Whatever you want to do to yours, it's over to you to go crazy on it. Likewise, if you're struggling with ideas, feel free to copy what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go up into the top. What should we do first in the top? I haven't done a stripe for a while, so I'm going to put some stripes in. Now, one of the great things with stripes is it will make your hat look a little bit rounder. So I'm going to put some stripes in here, and you see how I'm doing my stripes, and they're in a little bit of a curve like that. Also going to do some stripes on the backlet, and again in a bit of a curve. Now you can either colour in those stripes or you can put a pattern in. I'm going to go and put a pattern in these stripes. Let's go and do... Remember we did in drills, right at the start of the session, we did a bouncy line. Let's go and put a bouncy line in there. And then maybe a little zigzag as well. Whatever patterns you want to put in there, it's absolutely fine. Because it's fabric, we can put some stitching in. I always like putting a little stitch line. Look, if something's fabric and you want it to make it look like fabric, just put in a little stitch line. And it will make it look even more like fabric. In the trim, do you want to put any decorations in the trim? Let's go for some little circles. I'm putting circles in. You put whatever you want in. You can put some little diamonds in. Go with a stitch line all the way around. Whatever details you want to put in, it's totally up to you. Okay, let's jump in the face next. What details can we put in the face? I always like to put an extra few little wrinkles around the face. So I'm going to put some wrinkles on the eyes here. Now, if you put eyelashes in, you don't necessarily need to do those wrinkles, but I kind of like those little wrinkles. Let's flick in a couple of little lines in. Maybe you want to put some bags under the eyes. Maybe you want to put some cheekbones in, look. We can outline it or you can just colour in some cheekbones. What about hair? Has your character got any hair? You could throw a little bit of hair in. Let's go and do some hair. Look, let's go and put a little zigzag there. A little W shape there. Colour it in. A little W. Just there. Colour it in. Let's put another W down the bottom here. Colour that in. If you want to put long hair in, you can put long hair. You want to put plaited hair in, you can do that as well. I'm going for these W's because they're quick and easy. But there you go, we've got a little bit of hair. What about a little bit of hair at the front in there as well? Let's put a little tiny bit in there. Also in your face, I always like to put little spots. So why not put some spots in? Maybe a little random flick of random hair coming off the ear. We've all got those. That random long hair that you've got. That's looking good. Let's move down a little bit further, shall we? into the body. What we're going to do in the body, let's go and put some trim around that neckline. I'm going to mirror the trim that I put on the hat, which is just the circles. Let's maybe put some stripes on the arms. That'll give you plenty to colour in later by putting those stripes in. If you want, you could put some little sleeves in, or you could put a bouncy line in there. Totally up to you. You can put these stripes further apart, closer together. Do it as a zigzag. Up in the body, I like to put a bit of patchwork in the body. Watch this, is how I put patchwork in. So let's go and put a square in. 2 little lines there, 2 little lines there, 2 little lines there. We've got ourselves a little patch. You could put that in anywhere, that patch. You could even put a patch like that on the hat. That would look pretty cool. Let's move down. What are we going to do in the legs? Let's put some stripes in the legs, same as what we did with the arms. Again, it's that repeating pattern. It ties everything together. We're nearly there. Let's move a little bit faster. What about some shoelaces? Go and put some shoelaces in, look. Just some little lines. Like that on the shoes, couple of loops. What else do you want to put in on yours? That's kind of where it should be. It should look something like that. Maybe put something else in to finish yours off. If you remember, I said, so my character is looking at his hairy ear, which I kind of like that. Or maybe I should turn that. I'll turn that hair into it. I'm going to turn it into a little fly look. So my character's looking at a fly that's landed on his ear. You can go gross with it. It's absolutely fine. Okay, last few seconds to do whatever you want to do with yours. And don't forget, if you like what you've done, sign it. If you don't like it, put somebody else's name on it. I always like signing mine on the front in pen so everybody can see it nice and big. So I'm going to sign mine DMK just there. Double line it, make it hairy, put a little fly on it. There's my signature. So you do with yours whatever you want. Make sure you put a signature on there. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at everybody's artwork. Now, like I said before, I believe art is a team sport. You can learn a lot from looking at and drawing with other people and looking at what they're drawing and being inspired by what they're drawing. So don't just draw on your own. Always find some people to draw with. So when you're ready, what I want you to do is just hold up your artwork. And now remember, this isn't about showing off your artwork, which is cool. You can do that still. This is about, whilst you're holding yours up, just have a little look at everybody else's. Just see what people have done that is the best and just be inspired by what they've done and see if you can do your take on that. And then slowly we'll all start getting better together. So yeah, hold it up. Let's have a little look. Somebody bring something close to the camera for me. I want to have a look at one that's close to the camera. Who's getting up out of their seat and coming to the camera? Who's brave enough to show me what they've done? Here we go. So Oaks is first. That's looking fantastic. Well done. I can't quite read your name, but that looks really good. Nice work. Absolutely perfect. Well done you. Woodpecker. How we doing? That's in pencil, but I'll let you off. But that's really nice. Love what you've done with the mouth there. Awesome. What's it holding? Is it holding a pen? Looks like it's holding a pen or a candle or something. If it's holding a pen, that's genius. Well done you. Love that. Or is it lipstick? I don't know. But well done for putting something in the hand. Well done, Woodpecker student. Who have we got? Chestnuts. We've got 3 people on the chestnuts, all done in different colours as well. I love that. Green one's looking great. Nice work on that mouth and those eyes. Red one. Look at that. Big hat. That's looking great, that hat. And then we've got the blue one on the other side. Let's have a look at these blue ones. Hold them up, hold them up. Let me see. Go on, hold it up. Yeah, chestnut. Yeah, look at that. Oh, those hands look amazing. The hands look fantastic. And the little snow things, the little snowflakes. What a great idea. Well done you. That's awesome, right? Anybody else want to show me their artwork before we disappear? Go on, chestnuts. Oh, mate. That's amazing. You've done the whole scene. We've got lollipop trees in the background. Got candy cane trees. Got loads going on in the sky. Yeah, well done for finishing that off beautifully. Well done, Chestnut. Any more on chestnuts? Oh, here we go. Robins. We've got a couple on robins. Let's have a little look. Oh, mate, that one looks great. Looks like it's been in a fight. It's got a black eye. That's fantastic. Well done. That's looking really good. Loving those thick black lines you've got on there. Robins in the middle there, the blue one. That's looking nice. Loads of space to put some little background bits and some foreground bits as well on there. And then robins on the other side. Is that done in black pen? Hold it up to camera. That looks fantastic. Right, well done, robins. They're looking good. Oaks, we've got another one in Oaks. That looks like he's got a little beard going on there. Thank you, mate. Is that meant to be me? Love to see a hat on it. One last look at chestnuts then. Chestnuts, that green and blue one with the decorated hat and the plaits, that looks amazing. Well done, you. Well done, chestnuts. All of these are looking fantastic. Yeah, these are looking amazing. Right, well done, everybody. Thank you very much for taking part. Do me a favour. Make sure you finish this off. Yeah, loads of colour in there. Make sure yours stands out more than anybody else's. That's the whole point. Yeah, if it does, it's more likely to get chosen to be animated. So make sure it stands out. Get a photo of it, and yeah, I'll have another look at the photos. Here we go. Look at that green one. Looks like it's been riding a horse. It's fantastic. Has that one got stubble around the face as well? Some of these are crazy. All right, well done to that blue one. Looks good. Awesome stuff. Right, thank you very much for taking part, everybody. Yeah, go and teachers, go and find the Korp Academy on YouTube. There's a few little free lessons in there as well on that you can play for the kids on how to draw zombies and stuff. So if you fancy a little bit more, go and have a little look there. If not, well done, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye.